Justin Riker, former sports driver. Thank you to Rebecca East for the Riverside Speedway days. For his father, Al Riker, took him to this place for a watch. Very close to his house. You made some key passes there. It seemed like you were stuck in third for a while, but again, patience paid off. Able to get around Cottage and then just hunted down Chuck there with just a couple laps to go.
I didn't even know where I was in the track. There's so many cars out there.
Yeah, usually always let you out.
Cars are oh, yeah! I worked hard for that one. How's that? There's a really fast track, and this track is getting a lot of horrible weather we had. Trying to see Cottage go through it, putting on such a...
No, I want back out.
Okay, no worries. I think once they get the interview with every driver,
I can't say enough about Mike Miller. He's doing some cats going out.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, they just told me to walk today and they let the like people go out the
fast all night long. I gotta take Mike more than anybody. He's just done a great job building cars, fast, and one.
Come on, out there, talk to the
initial plan was to go and test, but it seemed like you guys were just able to get
Let's start.
Just the race.
Yeah, I kind of made that call last night. I want to race, and let me practice the place.
So when are we getting word to let the rest of these guys in? Okay, all right.
Hey, you did a good job, man.
All right. You guys going in there?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, we allowed to go?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. You guys have a good day.
Okay.
Well, such a special win.
And Chris is my main crew guy. Chris Fitzgerald. Thank you.
Like I was going to say, such a special victory for this car. 0 laps. The only time you've been, firing it up was to put it on the trailer. And, for some guys, that's kind of a nervous feeling. I'm not sure how if it's going to be a backward thing or a forward thing. It's just kind of where always going that first race, but for it to ride those moves, it's got to feel like everybody's back.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it. You nailed it right on the head. We didn't know what to expect this game. This is kind of a work in progress and an experiment for the most part, but knowing what was going to happen with the car, knowing Mike did a great job putting this thing together. Like I said, he just, the fabric, the thought process to every single adjustment on this car. If people don't like X Factor, don't know X Factor, I think I've made it pretty clear that X Factor is a very good car, and I think we're going to win a lot of races.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Joey, and best of luck. Hopefully see you back here a couple times throughout the season.
Absolutely, we'll be back.
Joey Tanner, race fans out of Portland, your feature winner for the late models. Yeah! Here at the Cottage Speedway. You've got a couple other folks you got to talk to.
It's been a long week. We almost didn't make it today. Actually, just a lot of odd ends going to building a new car, and we were a little bit behind the 8 ball with it, and had some complications with certain stuff. And, it's been a long week. We've been working a lot on this car in the off season. Obviously, building it brand new. Everything pretty much on it is brand new, other than the motor. So it's a lot of critiquing went into it. And it was a long process, but we were able to put it together today. We showed up late. We didn't get any hot laps. First time on the car was in qualifying. I just came here with a neutral setup that was going to be safe to just save the car, tweak on it from there, and then we made a couple tweaks on it, and we were really good in the heat race and really good in the man. It just hard work pays off, and tonight it paid off.
So with you starting in, was it 8th row or something like that? What was your mindset there?
I was a little nervous, to be honest with you, because the first race of the season, you get a lot of people that want to go, and you get a lot of anxious people, and people, a lot of racers want to win. We've been sitting on our couches or doing whatever we have been doing for the last 6 months, waiting for this moment to get back into racing. And a lot of people with the itch and a lot of people with the will to want to win. It sometimes makes for rough racing, and it's always a toss-up whether the first race is a good thing to go to or not. But in this case, this is the second year in a row I've came here for the season opener. Last year we were able to win, and this year we were able to win with a great field of cars. There's a lot of good cars here tonight. To do that with a good field of cars was good, but it was definitely tough. I was definitely nervous starting. We started 12th, 6th row. I was telling the guys, like, man, I don't know about this because the track was pretty fast for the most part, and a lot of cars on that track that are separated by half a second. So you get a big combustion of cars that are fast and slow and mediocre, and there's bumps. So yeah, it's a toss-up. It honestly is.
You made it through the field without any yellow flags, I think, right?
Yeah, no, we didn't have any restarts. The only thing we had was the first lap or so. I think they had a complete restart after that. I kind of wish we had a yellow. Just kind of regroup. Right. It was a workout, and it was, you know, with this cold weather with all the residue in the air, it's kind of making it so my shield was fogging up. I was kind of getting nervous a couple times, but yeah, I can't believe we went all 30 laps without a yellow. So.
And with this new X Factor you got, what was the old X Factor like, and what is this new X Factor like?
The old X Factor was kind of based off of a rocket chassis, black front end, and it was kind of, you know, the norm. It was differently built by Mike at X Factor. This new car, completely different. It's his own design. There's no other car like it. The rear clip is completely different than any car you're going to see out here, for the most part, and the front clip's completely different. The center section is completely different. The car is built out of thinner tubes in different materials, built out of Docol, which is it's a brand of tubing that is getting very popular in the country for building race cars out of. So it's a lighter, stronger steel, and we didn't know what to expect with this thing, you know, because it's completely different. It's just a lot of the pickup points were similar to my old car, but then again, a lot of stuff was different. So we had to chase it, and it's I can't say enough. Mike is just, I've said it a million times, and I say it to a lot of people all the time, you know, Mike Miller builds great race cars, and it's a shame that nobody's ever wanted to get into it, you know, get into one of his cars because of all the known brands around the country. And I think tonight, I think we did a good job promoting his company and showed all of his hard work. And
your last car was X Factor. Now you got a brand new one, and you always speak about Mike Miller and all this. Why did you want to go with X Factor over the other brands like Rocket, Longhorn, and all these other brands?
To be honest with you, what is it, 2012 when I got into an X Factor, I believe it was 2012. I had a Rocket, it needed a clip. Mike said, well, why don't you just get an X Factor and I'll trade you, and you put some money down and I'll fix this and sell it, make some money on it. I said, all right, there's a brand new chassis sitting there. So I got on board with Mike, and it was a combination of a couple things. First of all, it worked out for me. It was a little cheaper for me, and I knew exactly what I was getting because Mike was local. Mike was easily accessible. If I had a problem with the car, needed something changed, needed something fixed, you know, he lives in Springfield, I live in Portland. You know, it's only a 2-hour drive compared to any other chassis manufacturers on the East Coast or Midwest. So it was a pretty easy decision, and we've worked really well together. He's taken all my input and changed stuff. I've told him things that he might want to do differently or what he should do differently, and I've helped with the other drivers of the X Factor. So it's been a really good partnership, and it's for me, it really showed because he actually helped me out tremendously this year with this car. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't probably be racing because I can't afford an XR1 or a Longhorn or those new branded cars that are $40,000 to $50,000. So
let me stop you there. I don't know if you want to say it, but what does a brand new X Factor cost?
I don't know what the cost is. You have to ask Mike.
Okay.
I know it's definitely cheaper than an XR1 and a Longhorn.
Okay.
I can tell you that.
Right.
But they're really good cars. And that's locally built. Like I said, if you have a problem and you talk to him and you want something changed or you have a concern, it's really easy for him to, you know, get on board with you and change it. You know.
Right. Okay. Lastly, we all know racer schedules is very fluid and flexible. I mean, you had a schedule out a month or two ago, and I noticed it's already hearing your interview with Moxie and stuff like that. It's not 100% your schedule. I mean, so when's the next race you think, without any rain problems and all this stuff? I mean, what's your next race you're shooting for?
I'm gonna shoot for Williams for Lebanon on the 14th for their opener.
Okay.
Give us a week to regroup, go through the car, just check everything. And there's a couple things I need to check with my steering that was a little bit rough tonight, but so far I think I've done a good job following my Schedule. I made the first race.
I
That
know,
was
I
on the
know.
schedule, and I was
know.
not planning on coming. So
Yeah,
but
yeah.
definitely, it's definitely up in the
Yeah.
air. It just depends on how week to weeks go. You know,
Yeah,
if we keep having weekends like this, it's easy for me to say that I'd be racing more. But if I have bad weeks, it's easy for me to say, well, I'm gonna take a week off and just relax and enjoy my racing and not
Right.
make it such a stressful mess, because you know, under the gun in situations where you're by yourself, which I am the majority of the time at home working on it stresses you out, and I want to make it fun, and I want to compete at a high level, and I want to race big races, and I think that's what I'm shooting to do this year.